Today's right, we're starting Ambleside again, head through the park and head for the little humpback bridge just outside of the park. Excellent the park now, there's the little humpback bridge. We're going to go over here and turn right, heading for Loughrigg, then up onto Loughrigg. Turn right here, over the cattle grid. It's a short way along this lane, then we're going to turn left. Turn left here. And start this horrendous climb again. Hey. Hello. Today's ride, we're going to be exploring 4 caves. Four kind of caves anyway. We're going to be looking at Hodge Close, Cathedral Quarry, Rydal Caves and another working quarry. So yep, should be interesting. Weather's not the best today, it's raining. It's getting heavier, so I'm not impressed with that. But anyway, yeah, so the ride starts in Ambleside, head through the park as usual, over the humpback bridge, take a right over the cattle grid and take your first left. That's where you start your first big horrendous climb. On a nice day, it's really nice, you can see for miles. And down there, that's the track we've just came up from Ambleside. Starts off on tarmac and goes to gravel, and then goes to a broken up path track like this. And we're going to head all the way up there past that tree. You know you're at the top when you come to a flat section with a long descent in front of you. So behind us, that's where I've just come down, and in front, that path there we're heading down. All the way down till it picks up a dry stone wall. You follow the dry stone wall all the way along, through some gates, down at the bottom till you come out into a main road next to a house. So what I like to do before I set off is I like to have a look down this track just to make sure there's no pedestrians coming up. And I also like to add a bit of caution coming down here because this scree gets really slippy, it's all shaly, gets very loose and you wash out quite easy, as I've seen a lot of people do. Right, here we go, first descend. Wet, slippy and greasy. Wow. Oh. Always slide out on that corner. Another corner to slide out on. That's right. There are a few little tricky features on it like this just to be aware of. Not really tricky, but if you're hitting them fast, you don't realise they're there. Sharp jagged rocks to be aware of too. Cheers. Yeah, just follow this all the way along. First gate's coming up. There we go, first gate. So we've just exited the first gate there. Going to head down here through a little bit of woodland and then follow the lane along till we'll come to another gate where you go through and then you turn right next to a house and a campsite. Wow, squeaky brakes. Oh, dry. No, it's not. Typical Lakeland wet slate. Now. riding style is so much different when it's wet around here. Still fun though. There's that gate I talked about. Going to head through here and turn right and through another gate. There's no point riding. It's literally just here. So this is the how. So from the gate, you're just going to go past the campsite. Going to follow this track all the way along. When you get to the end, you're going to go through a gate and you're going to enter onto a main road. Have I mentioned, once you exit the gate from Loughrigg Tarn, you're turning right. There you go, right turn. So you're going to continue up here for a bit. Gradual little climb, quite tiring or something on a normal bike. And once you get up here, you're going to see a left turn and a sign for youth hostel accommodation. You're going to take that left turn for the youth hostel and you're going to head up and make your way for Elterwater. So here we are, coming up onto the left turn. It's a sharp left turn. Straight ahead, start to grasp me here. Turn left, going to head up here, past the youth hostel. Once you've exited from the youth hostel, you go over a cattle grid, which is just over there, and you enter the moors, over more open hillside where there's lots of sheep grazing, and then from here you're going to head down that road down there. Now you can see a blackish car, that black car's parked. You can turn off left and go down a little rocky track, or you can just go down the road where that car's coming up and head all the way down to Elterwater, which is behind them trees. Okay, on the left is that little track I was talking about. It'll be interesting in the day. It's all rocky, it's going to be slippy. Like I said, the legs are not wet. It's very slippy, I'll mention that. Very slippy in the wet legs. A rocky trail. Choose your line. This does get pedestrians on it. Oh shit, does get sheep on it too. Oh, little sheep, run for your life. And here we go back onto the road. Just watch for cars. Please stop. And a little ways down here, there's a footpath off to the left. It is a footpath, so just be aware of that. But I like to ride it. Just makes it a bit more interesting. Now, here we go. Down here, across a little slippy bridge, no doubt. Down some rocks, definitely slippy. This bit was interesting. Now, especially in the kind of lane. Oh, it is slippy. Fucking slippy as hell, legit. Oh, yeah, fucker. Oh, there we go, wheels washing out again. Oh, so them rocks are horrendously slippy today. Normally just ride straight over the top of them. And there you go. Back onto the road and just head for that village in front. There we are, this is Elterwater. Head for Elterwater. On a nice sunny day, there's a nice little shop where you can get ice creams. Also sells other things, sandwiches and cakes and stuff. And there's a little pub it's not massive, so you can't miss them. Shop on the left's coming up, and pub's on the right. We're going to head straight down. We're just going to keep on down here till we'll come to a sign that says the challenging option, and yes, we're going to take the challenging option. Here we go, Coniston challenging option. Take a right here. Hey, don't be fooled by it. Starts off quite nice. So you get around this corner, then you cry. It is totally rideable on a pedally bike if you've got the legs for it. I just do not have the legs for it no more. Funnily enough, with a ride like this, or a very similar ride to this one, where I decided it was time for an e-bike. Rode this loads of times. Absolutely love this route, especially when it's sunny. That's the nice day in this horrible rain, which has just got heavier. But yeah, I used to love this route. The last time I did it, it nearly killed us. Just don't have the legs no more. There you go. This becomes rocky like this, all the way up. This is a good descent, which you can do if you want to mix the rides up a little bit. I like to go back a different way to take in the working quarry. I'll tell you, on an e-bike, this is great. Round about here. Right, once you've made it all the way up, past all the rocks, on this nice brutal challenging section, you'll come to a gate. A gate is how you know you've made it. Hey. On the way back, we'll be coming back to this gate, but we'll be taking a left hand turn, going, you can see it there, up there. So yeah, that's the alternative route back. Once you've exited the gate, continue up this track, which goes past the farmhouse onto a main road. At the main road, you turn left. That hill in the background, that's kind of where we're heading. The caves are both on that side, and you also have a pass which takes you over to High Tibblethwaite, which we're hopefully going to go around and go down. So we just have to play by weather. Seems to have settled at the minute, so we'll see how far we can get. So we've just come down past the challenging option. I'm going to rejoin the main road now. We're going to take a left. So off to the right there is Slater's Bridge. We're going to head down for the ford. Just around this bend, there's a right hand turn. It takes you down to the ford, which is totally rideable, especially if you're not on an e-bike. I don't fancy trying it on an e-bike. There you go, turn right here. Right. Yeah. This is the start of the ford. You go up the right on the stairs. You can avoid it. This will take you through it. I say I'm definitely not doing it today. I'm not on an e-bike. It will submerge the motor entirely. go, there's the start of the ford. The ford. This ford is totally rideable. Best line is take it wide. So when you're coming across there, where it's usually more shallow, you go in the centre, it can be quite deep, and it is very, very loose with the rock. So I always recommend taking a wide berth all the way around. It's also worth just taking notice of the water levels as well. It does flood a lot, so make sure it is passable first before you try it. Right. So as I said, take a wide berth on the ford, makes it so much easier. Once you cross the ford, you'll come to this little track here, which says National Trust, Atkinson Wood. Atkinson Wood? Can't read. Atkinson Coppice. Off to the right is the return from High Tibblethwaite, and also a direct route to Cathedral Quarry. And off to the left is the track towards High Tibblethwaite, or one of the ways towards it, and also towards Hodge Close Quarry. So I think what we're going to do for this ride, we're going to take the first right after you come down the bridge. There's the bridge. We're going to go that way. So far, been riding for just under an hour. Done 7 miles. I've got 84% battery left. So used 14% battery in this terrain, in this type of weather. Just left there is walker's path up to Cathedral Quarry. We're going to head along here and we're going to find the gate. There we go. So you come to this bit of clearing. Once you get to the clearing, just to your left is the gate, which we're going to now try and carry any bike over. And here we are, Cathedral Quarry. There we go, anybody likes the history. Don't forget to pause it, you can read it for as long as you want. If you spend a little bit of time exploring Cathedral Quarry, you can find all these little bits and some nice views. You can't really see it, but just down there, that's Slater's Bridge. We just came from over that way and along the valley, over a little pass, the Challenge Pass. Scarily high. Cathedral Quarry. Ouch. If you are planning on cycling through the other side, that's where you've got to carry your bike up. It's Not too bad with a few of yous. There you go. Made it in. Big in. That's the way in. Yeah. Keep on coming. There we go. Cave. Quite wide at first. Just keep forward. To the right there is another little trap off which goes to a dead end. There's not really much in there, you can't get into it, it's just a big kind of chasm, but it's blocked off. If you are brave and you want to come along here with no torch on, just keep your feet to the left of these rocks all the way along. Now when you get around this corner, you should see some light. It does get lower from here. My seat doesn't go anywhere. There we go, that's the exit. Oh, now I can't see. And there we go. Relax it. Try to get lower. Fun. Right, once you've exited the cave, you'll come out there, you're going to turn left and head down this little rocky track. I've just got a tree push over it in a minute. I'm going to head down here. Don't miss me. Push you can. Right in the tree. And you come to here. Once you've exited down there, go over this little set of steps, little stairs sort of thing. You're going to come down there and you're going to turn left. And you're going to take a right and head along the road along there. The ford is just down in front. So from here we are going to take a right. We're now on the track for Hodge Close Quarry. Hodge Close Quarry. Just follow this road all the way up, across a little stream and it climbs up. We'll go between some houses and turn right. Turn right here. Come fast. Cheers. Hi. E-bike makes short work of this. Hey, once you've turned right, hit them houses, picking up this bridle path, you're going to continue along the Hodge Close Quarry. In front you can kind of see the quarry workings now. After going through a few gates, you know, in this bit of woodland, just going to take this along the road, sort of track, past some houses. When you get past these houses, you're pretty much at Hodge Close Quarry. Effortless. There's the houses. Oh. Once you're through the gate, you can take this track up here to the left. Now, once you get to here, turn slightly right and straight forward. And here is your entrance to Hodge Close Quarry. From here, you can head down that path. That takes you to one of the main sections of the quarry. It's got a bit of old mine cart track on it. People often jump off it and go for a swim in the lake. Hopefully I've got some footage in the house. I'll add it to this little section here. But yeah, it's an easy walk down. I probably wouldn't take your bikes down if there's a few of you. Maybe one or two of you stay up here and take turns going down. But it is worth having a look. It's an easy enough path. If you're not bothered about going down there, you can just stay on the road that you came through when you came through the gate. That just brings you back down here. The gate is just to the right of here, past next to that house over there. And you just come along here, heading for the next cave. A bit of hiccups. Through these houses, you can just put off through the houses. All the way along here. So Hodge Close Quarry's on the left basically. You had to walk down. On the right there's all open mining by the looks of it. And here we go, this is Hodge Close. If you are coming in here, be very careful. There's no fence and it's one hell of a drop. Right, this is Hodge Close Quarry. Always get queasy when I get close to the edge. If you had went down that path before, you would have came out down there where them tracks are. You can stand on the edge. That's where a lot of people jump off and go for a swim. We get a lot of climbers on here, on them crags across there. Often get a tightrope walker going across the top, the nutter. And then down on that lake, you have cave divers. There's a path along that way. You can just see it down there now. Just down there, a bit of a path. That goes all the way along. And you climb up like a little dried up waterfall, which probably not dry now, it'll be wet. But climb up a little waterfall, or down a waterfall, and it's dead easy to scramble down and get across. Alternatively, below me, which I'm not going to go any closer, is another cave with some ladders that takes you down, and that actually comes out underneath me somewhere over that way behind my bike and down in the valley, or it could even be down there somewhere over this way anyway. It takes you out down there. You can walk in, but it's deep. That's normally the way the cave divers go. And the cave divers, they'll climb in and go through a tunnel just down there, and there's another set of steps and a black flooded out abyss, I call it, where they dive in. I think there's like 3 chambers in here, and they often go diving and swimming, and there is apparently lots of cars and bikes in that lake. So yeah, interesting place. Let's just have a look down there. You can pedal up here, brings you to the main car park. Keep going along here. Show you the entrance to that footpath. Yep, this is the entrance down. If you want to have a walk down. Looks a lot worse than it is. It really isn't that bad. It's actually quite dry. Does get water running down here sometimes. But this is the hardest part. just to get down there. Then once you're on there, it's just a scree path all the way down. Again, I should have some footage in the house. Hopefully link it to this, or I'll just add it in so you can have a little look. But yep, Hodge Close Quarry.